Oh, here, Dr. Seuss. I gotta do a quick shout out to Dr. Seuss, by the way. There were 85 mentions of Seuss on Fox News today as of 4 p.m. via closed caption. They've covered his purported cancellation every hour since 4 a.m., saying his name on average 7 times an hour. I've got 139 mentions of Seuss on Fox News between 4 a.m. yesterday and midnight. The author purported cancellation was mentioned on all but 3 hours of network's programming. The coverage stressed both news and opinion hours. Here's Brett Baer, theoretically Fox News' top newsman, introducing one such segment with the cancel culture going after Dr. Seuss tonight. Here's Tucker Carlson claiming that the people in charge are canceling Seuss to eliminate a very specific kind of mid-century American culture, a culture that championed meritocracy and colorblindness and the superiority of individual achievement.
For 60 years, American children have read the Sneetches and books like...
Just a reminder that this was not the fucking book that was canceled and that there was no cancellation. It was a self-cancellation from the Seuss Foundation that pulled some of the books that had really gross depictions of Asian people and black people in them. And that the reason why they have to lie about it is because if they were to talk about the truth, as always, they would come across as silly or, even worse, racist. Being stunlocked by a fucking children's book like this in the midst of like genuinely serious political conversations happening that could significantly improve the material conditions of the American working class proves that you are not really a fucking leftist or a socialist, but instead just a straight up fucking grifter. I talked about the Dr. Seuss stuff too. I laughed about it and we moved on.
Like it. And that's one of the reasons we have the country we have today, in which most Americans, those who don't work at the universities or for the Joe Biden administration, accept Martin Luther King's most famous precept, that what matters is the content of our characters, not the color of our skins. The Sneetches affirm this. The story is a plea for colorblindness. And that's why the forces of wokeness hate it, and Dr. Seuss. When the people in charge cancel Dr. Seuss, what they're really trying to eliminate is a very specific kind of mid-century American culture, a culture that championed meritocracy and colorblindness and the superiority of individual achievement over tribal identity. These were once called liberal values. Modern liberals don't want to be reminded that they once believed any of this. If your kids are allowed to read Dr. Seuss, they will know this was a different country not so long ago.
I just don't understand. Like, I don't know how you can get to this point. Like, I guess if you're on this level of fucking Kool-Aid, you can just believe anything, I guess. If you have enough energy and initiative to want to believe this bullshit, you will believe it. I don't know. I don't know what to say about this. Honestly, I fucking don't know. Because it's so ridiculous that, like, the coverage of this is completely psychopathic. It is... Like, it's just nuts. But so many conservatives believe it because they keep saying it over and over again. And that's it. I legitimately do not know how to deal with this. I don't. So he brings up the book that was written to atone for the books he wrote earlier in his career. Yeah, the cartoons that he wrote, that he made earlier in his career. I just don't understand it. I don't know. I don't know. He doesn't even care about this.
A place where people tried hard not to hate each other. A place where the population was encouraged, begged by its leaders to reject identity politics in favor of universal values and the things that connect us all.
Tucker is why we should set our tax rates to the same as mid-century and restore labor protections. I agree. Except that would be un-American. So, yeah, mid-century America was very fucking colorblind, except for when they were enforcing segregation. You know, I don't understand. Why do liberals nowadays want to attack separate but equal? I mean, some level of separation is good. You don't want to be around random strangers when you are having a family outing, right? So why can't we think about America as a big family? I mean, equality, after all, is in the name, but liberals hate equality. They want to make sure that black people have a worse time overall in a non-separate and in a non-separate society. That's Tucker Carlson defending segregation there through and through. By the way, the reason why I sound so much like Tucker Carlson is because I literally ripped that from Tucker Carlson. I have heard Tucker Carlson verbatim say that defend like tribalism by talking about how, by likening it to a family, right? Tucker Carlson has routinely attacked. Oh no. Jeff Bezos has taken down yet another socialist, just like Tucker Carlson. HasanAbi, with the same exact talking points, obviously implies that he's a socialist, and now Jeff Bezos has reduced his sub count to 0. Well, it's because Jeff Bezos hates socialism. And socialism is when you attack socialism and use it as a pejorative. And the more you attack the Democratic Party by falsely claiming that they are socialist, the more socialist you actually become. And the more you are anti-immigrant, the more socialist you are. Anyway, so as I was saying, don't make fun of me for my sub count, guys. You are literally fucking oppressing the working poor. Okay, fuck you. Anyway, how do you comment the talking point on welfare, babies, black people being dependent on the welfare checks? I just do this so fucking long. I don't want to get into that right now. What was I saying? Oh, Tucker Carlson. I've heard Tucker Carlson shit on diversity by using those exact same terms. Like, talking about how diversity is bad because a marriage amongst those who have nothing in common would not work. That's not how you would build a family. And that's not how you should have the American military or corporations. Like, he does that. He says that shit. That's why it sounds a lot like Tucker Carlson, because that was a direct Tucker Carlson take.